Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna go over this final look for the week 4 main slate. We'll go over cash games. We'll go over tournaments. We'll go over the news that we need to know about, etc., etc., etc. But first, if you're watching from the YouTube side of things, congrats to this guy. I was just looking at his post. I make YouTube videos, or I make posts on the sub called DFS Sports, 1S, so DF Sports. My username is shook_dash. I make a post here for every slate, every showdown slate, etc., etc. So I have a problem with saying etc. I'm so sorry. But yeah, you can ask me whatever you want. I'll always answer you. No matter what the question is, you can message me personally. I will always answer you as well. If you can't get a hold of me on Reddit, you can always message me on Twitter too at Tory Langley 1992. I will always respond to you guys. So yeah, if you're from YouTube, make sure you come over to here, ask me whatever you want. And then if Discord is something you are interested in, well, I'll have some in-depth videos, player pools for cash, GPPs. I'll have NBA preseason. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be impossible for me to make posts for NBA preseason. On the Reddit side of things, because with how the slate changes drastically with like a minute before lock, it's just going to be impossible for me to update everyone on Reddit and in the Discord. So I'll have NBA videos at the start of the regular season, but if you want to play some preseason, that will be in the Discord. Pretty good day yesterday, first game of slate. I'll have a link to that down below. But as always, I'll always go over the slate for you guys. Always, I'll give you a cash core as well, completely free. So yeah. Firstly, I just want to show you guys how my. Actually, let's go over some big winners. So this was the Thursday night slate. $20 into $275. Profit here. Profit here. Almost won the millie. Profit there. Just um, $30 into $2,000. Just almost won the millie as well. Got third in the millie. Um, so yeah, pretty good day if you ask me. And then we'll go over to NBA. Sheeps was getting close there for a minute, but didn't take down. Bama, good day. Jack Mac, good day. Pretty much we all cashed. Like everyone in the Discord made money. Good ROI there. Um, good ROI there. Insane ROI here. Almost pretty much 10x. So yeah, if you want to play NBA preseason, I will have that in the Discord. So we'll go over my lineup from Thursday night. I can show you guys my NBA lineups too, actually, if you guys want. So So for NBA, the core I used was Bradley Beal, Kristaps Porzingis, Jonathan Kuminga, and Rui Hashimura. Good day there, but we don't have to go over that too much. But shipped the Thursday GPP with T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Raheem Mostert, and Evan McPherson. The core that I had for this slate was T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, and Joe Mixon. All were absolute musts. It's funny because everyone was sweating in the Discord. Like we were all sweating. First place. I was in second place with like a minute to go, and then Miami got the ball back and they threw a dump off to Mostert. I was 1.5 points back from first, and they threw a dump off to him, and he got 5 yards. So he got like 5.6 yards, and he scored 1.56 points to move me into first by, look at this, point point one point one points. Just absolutely insane. So we're continuing to crush. Hope you guys had a good weekend and good Thursday night football slate as well. I saw a lot of you guys on Reddit had really good days. I saw one of you ship the main GPP. I forget what your username was, but congrats. That's actually insane. But enough of me talking. Let's get into this main slate. So I'm just gonna go over cash games, and then I'll go over like the stacks that I like. But we'll touch on news. So we have to watch the weather in some games. So Buffalo. Why did I just type Buffalo? This game has a chance of 20 plus mile per hour winds plus rain. The Eagles game has chance of 15 to 20 mile per hour winds plus rain. The Giants game has 15 to 20 mile per hour winds plus rain. And then the Panthers game just has a chance of rain, I do believe. So I thought I'd mention that. So let's keep an eye on that. I'll delete that right there. So we'll go over cash games real quick. So there's three quarterbacks that I am considering for cash this week. I think Lamar is fine, but really there's three that I'm really focusing on. And the first one is Josh Allen at 8.4K. This game environment's just absolutely ridiculous. We're gonna have to obviously watch the weather, of course, but with I'm pretty sure everyone's still injured on the Baltimore side of things. Obviously Buffalo, I'm also pretty sure is dealing with a bunch of injuries as well. Someone fact check me on that. I haven't looked that up, but I'm pretty sure they are. So this game is just going to absolutely shoot out, especially if the weather cooperates. So, well, Josh Allen doesn't really have like a ton of rushing upside. Like he can get you a touchdown on the ground, he can get you 20 to 40 yards, perfectly fine. But this game environment is looking absolutely great. So with his 4+ ceiling in this environment, I think he makes for one of, if not the best cash game quarterback plays. Obviously, you can get to Lamar, but also Jalen Hurts, 8.2K. He is another cash game quarterback that I am considering. Also, if it's going to be a little bit rainy out there, he might run the ball a little bit more as well. Has a phenomenal matchup up against Jacksonville. So, yeah, I think Jalen Hurts also looks like a very good cash game play. And then the other quarterback that I'm considering right now, I'm between Josh Allen and where is he? Marcus Mariota. This game actually has a pretty high total, which I was very, very surprised by. But I think it makes kind of sense, right? Um, you know, I think I think with how this game is going to go, with both teams playing how they play, I think this game actually could shoot out. Um, Marcus Mariota at 5.6K has rushing upside. Now, probably not. He doesn't have the rushing upside of like Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, etc. But I don't think his price went up enough, so I think he's a little bit too cheap. You add that high total with it, it definitely makes some sense for cash games this week if you don't want to pay up for quarterback. If you have the money, I definitely suggest paying up. But right now, Marcus Mariota is projecting for one of the best point per dollar quarterbacks on the slate. If we look here, he is third, Josh Allen first, Jalen Hurts second. So those are the three quarterbacks I'm really looking to. We'll go over to running back now. So, sorry, had to take a sip of water. So obviously the big news here is DeAndre Swift, right? He's out. So your cash game locks for running back are definitely going to be Jamal Williams at 6.1K. His opportunity and this matchup is just absolutely phenomenal. He's going to get 70% of the work. He will be involved in the passing game. He will get those red zone touches as well. Very, very high. They definitely use him in the red zone a bunch, especially inside the five, especially with Swift out. So Jamal Williams standing out right now is one of the best plays at running back on the slate for cash games. The other one with Montgomery out is going to be Khalil Herbert at 5.7K. Like I said, another good spot here for the running back Khalil Herbert. If there's going to be rain and wind involved in this game, that only helps his case, in my opinion. Chicago doesn't throw the ball anyway to begin with, so he's going to be the clear running back here. Doesn't have a lot. Doesn't have a what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't have a lot of talent behind him that's really gonna um, compete with him for snaps. So same with like Jamal Williams, Khalil Herbert's going to be the bell cow for this team. At 5.7K, he's just too cheap. I really think you just play both and you call it a day. So if I'm going to give out a cash game core right now, we'll do it at the end when I'm going over cash. The other running backs that I am considering for cash are Jonathan Taylor at 8.8K has a get right spot against Tennessee. I expect this game to be competitive. I don't expect him to get scripted out, and I'm expecting him to absolutely crush. So I do really, really like Jonathan Taylor this week, especially for GPPs. The other running back I am considering is Saquon Barkley at $8,000. My only concern is I don't like playing running backs from the same game. I think the ceiling opportunities for running backs in the same game is definitely negative correlation in my opinion. So that's the only thing worrying me with Saquon Barkley. But we obviously know his usage. He has one of the highest usage rates in the league right now. So yeah, I think he looks great. I still think he is a few $100s too cheap in my opinion, but if you have the money for JT, I definitely do prefer JT. Sorry guys, I'm pretty thirsty. Gotta drink that water. Some other running backs I'm considering who are cash viable. So I actually think where's Josh Jacobs? I think Josh Jacobs is fine at 5.5K. My reason being, I think he's going to get at least 15 plus touches there. At home, I don't know if they're favored. But I'm expecting 15 plus touches for him. And Josh Jacobs right now has been getting extremely, extremely unlucky in the red zone and inside the five. He's had all the inside the five carries. He just can't get into the end zone. So that touchdown regression is definitely going to favor him in the future. He will get into the end zone. So I think Josh Jacobs is fine as a cash play. I think Damian Pierce at 5.6K is definitely fine as a cash game. My only worry with him, he's not really involved in the passing game too much, but he will probably get those 15 to 20 plus touches on the ground and probably like 1 to 2 targets in the air. And the Chargers just are depleted. They're just completely depleted. So I think Pierce is fine. And that's really all the running backs I'm really considering for cash games. So let's go over to wide receiver now. So assuming the weather holds, I think Stephon Diggs at 8.4K makes for your spend up wide receiver in cash games, for my opinion. Like I said, Baltimore are very depleted, especially at cornerback. We targeted them in week two again with Tua Tagovailoa. I don't see why we wouldn't target them here again. Please, someone correct me if they've gotten healthier at cornerback because I haven't checked that. Been extremely, extremely busy. But even if they are healthy, this game's just shootout potential. Josh Allen, obviously a great quarterback as well. He's getting that target market share. He's getting those air yards as well, which boosts his ceiling on top of having a very high floor. So I think Stephon Diggs, if you can pay for him, I'd probably get him in my lineup. Not going to get to Pittman at that price. Not going to get to DK. I think CeeDee Lamb makes for an interesting option at 6.7K, even with Cooper Rush at quarterback. They've been targeting him like crazy. Washington has been terrible against opposing wide receivers as well, so very good matchup here for CeeDee Lamb. I definitely don't hate that at 6.7K. Kirk's fine. Don't love it though. Amari Cooper's getting a lot of love. Fine play in my opinion, but not going to go out of my way to play him. Deontay Johnson at 6K. Fine play. Not going to go out of my way to play him, but he projects pretty well right now. He projects as the second best point per dollar wide receivers on the slate, so I definitely don't hate that. I think Tyler Lockett at 5.9K is actually a pretty good play. We got a high total game here. I'm expecting Seattle to have to throw the ball. He's been getting targeted like insane. He has those air yards downfield as well to boost his ceiling. So I think we have a high floor plus high ceiling play here at 5.9K. I think Tyler Lockett definitely makes some sense here. Definitely do prefer him to Brandon Cooks. Curtis Samuel is always fine, but now the price is going up. And then we'll get into the wide receivers that completely make sense to me. So the first one is Richie James. So let's go over to the Giants. Kadarius Toney out. Sterling Shepard out. Robinson out. So what that Richie James and Galladay are going to be the wide receiver one, wide receiver two. Richie James doesn't have a lot of competition for target share as well. So I'm projecting a floor of around 6 to 7 targets for him at the price of 4K. So if you're just playing cash games, probably play Richie James. The other one, where is he? Let's go over to Detroit. Where is Detroit? So, another one with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Josh Reynolds, going to have a lot of opportunity. Going to get targeted a lot. I think he looks for like a really good value for cash games. Right now, Khalif Raymond, projected to be playing in the slot. I think he's a fine option at 3.1K. What else? Let's go over some more value. Where is Arizona? So, we're going to have to monitor AJ Green. Oh, he's out. Nice. So, with AJ Green out, DeAndre Hopkins out, Rondale Moore and Greg Dortch are going to have to be played. They're going to have to be played. They're going to be involved. They're going to be targeted a lot. I think Dortch and Rondale Moore are completely fine. Probably do prefer more at the price of 3.8K, but the wide receivers I definitely do prefer the most are definitely Josh Reynolds and Richie James. I think Romeo Dobbs is fine, and then like I said, those Dortch and Rondale Moore are fine. But if you're gonna punt at wide receiver, it's these two guys right now for me, in my opinion. And let's go to tight end. So I think you just play Hawkinson right now at 4.1K. I think he's my cash game tight end. So let's go over a core for cash games. So the core that I'm going to give you guys for cash games: Jamal Williams, Khalil Herbert, Richie James. Who else? What else should we do? Hawkinson. I think I'm going to start there for my cash game builds, to be honest. I'll let you guys know if this changes, but I think I'm going to start there for my cash game builds. I think that's a very, very good start for cash games. So let's go over GPPs now. So obviously, we have to go over the chalk stack of the day. If you want to eat the chalk, I'm completely okay with it. Like I said before, the game environment for this game is just absolutely insane. This game should nuke. Stephon Diggs makes for a great pairing with him. So if I'm playing Josh Allen, the wide receivers I'm going to include with him: Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. I don't really like getting to McKenzie at this price tag of 5.1K. You can't really look at the 9 targets last week because they ran like 90 something plays. Usually he's going to hover around the 3 to 5 targets. Now he's priced up to 5.1K. I think he's a little bit overpriced in my opinion, especially with him splitting slot snaps with Jamison Crowder. So I don't like McKenzie. I don't like Crowder. Diggs, Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox are going to be those guys that, if I'm playing Josh Allen, would be the guys that I pair him with. Love that stack this week. I think Devin Singletary is fish food at 5.9K. Not going to get 11 targets again. Not getting a lot involved in the running game. The Bills don't run the ball at all. So at 5.9K, I think Devin Singletary is a terrible play in my opinion. And then obviously the Lamar side. So if I'm playing Lamar, I'm playing Mark Andrews with him. Pay up to be contrarian at tight end. Nobody has the ceiling +4 that Mark Andrews has on this slate. So if you're getting 28 points from a tight end on this slate, you're going to be in a very, very good spot to win all the money. So if you're playing Lamar, definitely play Mark Andrews with him. If I'm going to pick one of these guys, I'm probably just going to pick the cheaper guy in Duvernay. So love that double stack this week. I think it makes a lot of sense. Going to be extremely, extremely popular. What else do I like? Let's go to this Detroit game. I like this Detroit game quite a bit. Pretty high total. Jared Goff, very easy to double stack here. I'm not going to include the running back, but you could include it. But Jared Goff, and then with the injuries to Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's very easy to just double stack with cheap options. Like you do this double stack, you have so much money remaining, and then you bring it back with like a Tyler Lockett. Like with the high total of this game, I think this is a very good double stack and bring back. I think Jared Goff makes for a very good play on this slate. Please don't kill me when I say that, but I think he makes for a very, very good play. Other games. We'll go over Puke stacks in a little bit. Um, not liking a lot here. Marcus Mariota. As I said before, high floor, high ceiling. London has been an absolute stud. And then Kyle Pitts at 5K. I love for GPPs here. Once again, you're going to have to take opportunities here. Once he starts getting into the end zone, he will be getting into the end zone at some point. So you have to take the opportunity here when no one's going to be playing him. I think this double stack definitely makes a lot of sense. And I think Marcus Mariota makes a lot of sense this week, especially for cash games. If I'm bringing it back with anyone, it's either Amari Cooper at 6.3K or David Njoku. Those are the two guys that I would be looking to. Another stack. We'll go over standalone plays in a little bit. I just want to find it. Obviously, this Philly stack looks really, really good. Jalen Hurts right now is throwing the ball 30 plus times a game. You absolutely love to see that. Now he gets a really good matchup against Jacksonville. You have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith right now, breaking apart. I probably wouldn't play Devontae Smith in cash. I don't think he's going to get 12 targets again, more in that 5 to 9 range. But he has that big play upside ability. So love this double this week. Think Goddard's fine at 4.5K as well. I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. We're gonna have to monitor the Zay Jones news. If he plays, I like him a lot as a bring back option. If he is out, we're just gonna have to monitor the news. Jamal Agnew could become a thing, but still wouldn't really like that too much. Puke stacks, puke stacks, puke stacks. I don't like this game environment, so I don't like that as a stack. I think Arizona's fine. With the cheap wide receiver options in Greg Dortch and Rondale Moore. Excuse me. Um, Definitely like those guys this week. What else? I don't really think there's much else, man. I'm mainly looking to like Philly, Buffalo, Atlanta. Um, I think, yeah. All right, we'll go over one puke stack. All right, I think this game actually has a lot of shootout potential. So Russell Wilson, everyone's going to see 6.7K. He's been god awful. No one's going to play him. But with the talent he has at wide receiver, he's going to have to start connecting. We're going to have to see some old Russell Wilson here soon. So for my puke stack of the week, I think it's got to be the Russell Wilson double. And then with the either Adams, Matt Collins, or Darren Waller bring back. Maybe Darren Waller if you don't want to get up to Mark Andrews. I think definitely makes a lot of sense. So puke stack of the week, Russell Wilson double with Sutton and Judy. Love it. But yeah, I think that's really what I'm mainly looking to. We'll go over some standalone plays that I like. So like I said, at running back, I love Jonathan Taylor this week. Absolutely love. Don't like Derrick Henry. Don't like Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb's fine, but don't love him. Don't love. I think Echo is fine just because of the matchup, but they're really limiting his snaps right now. I kind of like Ezekiel Elliott at 6.1K. Let's take a look at Ezekiel Elliott's ownership right now. And I'll explain why I like him in a second. 3% owned. Ezekiel Elliott should not be 3% owned on this slate. I'll tell you why he's going to be so low. Because he's in between these price tags with Jamal Williams and Khalil Herbert. So everyone's going to click those guys' names. They're not going to click Zeke's name. So I think Ezekiel Elliott at 6.1K definitely makes for a very good leverage play in GPPs. Love that. Not really looking to anything else. Like I said, I like Josh Jacobs. But yeah, not much else. Wide receiver, DK Metcalf fine. You guys already know I like CD. Yeah, not much else. We already went over the value. Richie James, Rondell Moore, Romeo Dobbs, Josh Reynolds, and then possibly a Khalif Raymond. Could be a thing. Tight end. Love Mark Andrews. Pay up to be contrarian. Now, he's probably going to get some ownership just because the game. We'll just check his ownership real quick. 13%, that's fine, but love him. Darren Waller gonna get no ownership. Him and Andrews are the only two with really a ceiling on this slate. Him and well, these three guys: Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, Mark Andrews. Love all three of those guys for GPPs this week. Don't hate Zach Ertz. And then if I'm going to a cheaper tight end below Hawkinson, it's probably Njoku or Evan Ingram. Yeah, probably Njoku or Evan Ingram. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, definitely let me know.